From the Ashes. From the Ashes is a new dystopian young adult novel by Allison Worth that aims to better represent the society that its readers live in.
Imagine growing up reading books and never once having a character that looks like you. That needs to change. My name is Allison Worth, and I'm the author of a new dystopian young adult novel called From the Ashes. Diversity is a huge problem in young adult literature. There's a campaign called the We Need Diverse Books campaign that's dedicated to this cause, and it's supported by huge authors like John Green. They even have a grant offered every year to diverse books written by diverse authors. The main problem with diversity is that the race and sexual orientation of protagonists in young adult novels don't accurately reflect their readers. Only less than 1% of young adult novels published each year feature LGBT protagonists, and half of those are male characters. And in 2013, which was a huge year for young adult literature, 88% of the young adult novels published featured white protagonists, but only 62% of the American population was white. These are 4 of the most popular book-to-film young adult adaptations of the past several years. And as you can see, they pretty much all look the same. They're all straight, they're all white, they're all in these love triangles and the love interest, and it's all very formulaic. So what makes From the Ashes different? Well, there's no love triangle, for one thing, or love interest, none of that. And society is built by class, which is a much more real problem than most of the problems featured in young adult novels. These are my 3 main characters, Dimitri, Serenity, and Emery. As you can see, they don't look the same as all of the other young adult protagonists. Dimitri is half Japanese, Serenity is Hispanic, Jewish, and bisexual, and Emery, down there on the end, is African American and gay. Now, the market is very, very broad for young adult literature. The biggest age range that buys young adult literature is 18 through 29-year-olds, but the majority spans from 13 all the way up to 44. And the readership is about 60% female and about 40% male. So the characters featured in these books don't really reflect the readership. It's fairly difficult to find sales information for smaller novels. So these are the sales in the first 3 years of publication for 3 huge, huge young adult successes: The Fault in Our Stars, the Divergent trilogy, and the very first Hunger Games book. And then that's me way down there on the end with 0.02 million in the sales in the first 3 years, which is 20,000 copies, about $240,000 in gross profit. Now, for the cost of self-publishing, I found a fantastic company called Ingram Spark, where I can get 1,500 paperbacks for $3,645. The price per unit would be $2.63, meaning I would break even at 329 books and giving me a profit on the first 1,500 of $14,052. And for each additional 1,500, it would be $14,347. Because in addition to the cost of the initial 1,500, I have to purchase international standard book numbers, which are unique to each format of the book. I'm going to have my first draft completed by December of this year, and my final draft completed by March, which would mean that I can start printing in March or April of 2016, and the first printing will be into independent bookstores in St. Louis by April or May. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to pitch From the Ashes to you today. While the $500 that I could win would be very, very helpful in my effort to publish this novel, my goal is to reach $4,000, which will help me successfully publish the first 1,500 books. And hopefully that first printing will help give people in the industry the idea that the protagonists of these novels can actually reflect the readership and still sell well. And more importantly, the readers can finally see characters that look, feel, and act just like they do. Thank you.